Well, needless to say, obviously a big win for us, and it starts on the mound. We need a good outing from our starter, and we got 5 innings, no walks, 6 strikeouts. He's still not yet, from an extended standpoint, we still got to watch his pitch count, and you could tell when he came out in the fifth, his velocity had dropped a little bit there, so that's why we went to Fetterman. But great job from Jake giving us 5 solid innings against a very good offensive team. I thought our bullpen threw excellent. Fetterman got some bad luck there. He did walk a guy, gave a base hit, I know, but he 3 jam shots that just some hard luck. And then of course Spencer Bedanza, outstanding job. We were going to go 1 inning with him and bring in Carson the eighth, but when we extended the lead and put up 4 runs there, we brought Spencer back out. We did want to throw Carson 1 inning just because he throws better after he throws an inning and he comes back the next day. He seems to still have a lot of juice in him and throws well there. And so it was good to give him that one. And he hadn't thrown a lot, so we had to put him in there. Outstanding job by our offense, just all the way around. But it starts on the mound. Like I told him after the game, if we can get our pitching, our starting pitching, to give us a chance, then we have a chance. And so very happy. Tomorrow's biggest game of the year. We need to be ready to play.
All right, Gino, our first question for you comes from Josh White of WVUM. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Gino, congratulations on the win. You mentioned Jake Smith on the mound. Just what was making him so effective out there? It seems like now he's gotten more comfortable as a starter. He's starting to get more consistent results.
Well, I have to watch the video, but from where I stood in the dugout, it just looked to me like he was pounding the zone. He was getting a lot of strikes. I mean, he didn't walk anybody. He did have some 3-2 counts, but, he threw his breaking ball over for a strike. He was able to throw the fastball in on the righties and away. And so to me, those are his 2 best pitches. Obviously, it was sprinkled in with a little bit of changeup, but Jake's a guy that does throw strikes. He doesn't have a lot of walks on the year. He's got a lot of strikeouts per innings that he has, and he was able to do that effectively. And I have to believe that he threw some very quality pitches that commanded his fastball very well in and out, and of course the breaking ball.
All right, Gino, we're going to go to Christopher Stock of Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Gino, we've talked so much about with the offense. I know you've feels like a lot looking for more from the offense tonight. Every starter had a hit, 17 hits, the runs, and for them to bounce back. If you could just talk about the lineup as a whole, but also after what happened last game, just today, it had to be what you were looking for from a lineup.
It was. I mean, we had some big hits, some clutch hits, some hits with 2 outs. Like to see us add a few more. We had the bases loaded there, and we had some of our big boppers up, and we weren't able to put any runs up after we did score 2, I should say, but then we left the bases loaded there. But I just it's good to see when you have the entire lineup being productive. Like you said, everybody had a hit, at least one. We had a number of guys with 2 hits. Of course, Tony in the leadoff spot with the 3 hits and 3 RBIs. He didn't score any runs, amazingly, but he did have 3 RBIs and kind of that knockout blow, the double down the line that knocked in 2 guys with 2 outs. So, just of course, very happy. We did see some lefties out of their pen. That was their closer. They brought in Bartnicki, I think. I don't know what inning it was, but he was the lefty, the second to last, I guess, lefty. And so it was good that we saw him. And we saw some of their other lefties as well. I mean, that was all lefties, I believe, they brought in. Am I correct, after the starter? I think so. Yeah. It was good for us. It's been kind of our nemesis facing lefties, but I thought we did a good job against their guys.
And then also there were a number of hits, but the Adrians double there at the beginning, you get 3 runs early. Did you sense that, you get the 2 runs the next inning afterwards, but did you sense that was a big hit for your team there?
I do. I do. But, Georgia Tech, if you've watched them play, they swing the bat. I mean, they're the top or second best, whatever it is. They're right at their top of the ACC in hitting. And they've had a number of games where they've come back, where they were down and came back and won. They've had a number of high scoring games during this season. And so, again, it's those few runs are big, but in my mind, I was like, we need to score more runs than just a couple runs. But it certainly puts the offense in a more of a relaxed frame where, you're maybe not putting too much pressure on yourself coming from the day before. But again, to me, it's the pitching. I know the hitting, we want to see our guys swing the bat well, but our struggles have been, although it's been offense, we've been down a lot of games big, and it makes it hard on your offense, Chris. It makes it very hard on your offense when you're down 7 runs, 8 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs. Puts so much pressure on you, and you have really all you can do is swing the bat. You know, we read some balls in the dirt, we laid a drag down, we stole a base, we did some things fundamentally that, you know, maybe is not as easy to do when you're down a bunch of runs. So just again, I'm going to tip my hat to our pitchers. We need our pitchers to throw like this if we're going to have a chance.
All right, Gino, we have time for a couple more. We're going to go to Austin Pert of the Miami Hurricane. Austin, go ahead.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Gino. First off, I just want to ask, what's it mean? I know you've talked about this senior class, but what's it mean to go out with a big win, especially after a day where things didn't go your way last night, when you get honored for senior night? And then I have another question, too, about Anthony Aguayas. We have not seen him for a few matchups. I was wondering if he was just okay.
Anthony's fine. He's fine, and you probably will see him tomorrow. But, you know, I feel good about our bullpen. JD and I will talk tomorrow morning early before the game and see where our guys are at. But Carson will be good for 2. Certainly Spencer should be good for maybe 1 for sure. He only threw 23 pitches. And so just Carson only threw 11. So Carson could actually throw 2+. Maybe that's one of those things we can bring him in the 7th with an out or something. But I think our bullpen's going to be good and should be good and fresh. And yeah, Arguelles, just, you know, we went to our guys, our back end guys, and Anthony's not a back end guy like Fed Bedanza is, and of course Palmquist. So we went to those guys, you know, in the 6th inning. So in regards to our class, seniors, it'll mean a lot more, I'm sure, if we can win tomorrow. You know, it's big tonight, special night. Certainly with their families, they're all taking pictures after the game with their families, and to be able to be honored before the game. And I'm sure, you know, for all of them, they'll remember this for the rest of their lives. I remember mine. So I'm sure they'll remember, and that was a long time ago. But it'll mean a lot more if we can win the series, because we're fighting right now. We're fighting for, you know, some extension to the season here, and the guys know it. So tomorrow's a big game, and it'll mean a lot, I'm sure, you know, if we can come out with a series win.
All right, Gino, our last question for you goes back to Josh White of WVUM. Josh, go ahead.
Gino, just for Tony to come through like he has recently, and especially tonight on senior night, that everything he's gone through this season, all the ups and the downs, what does it say about him?
You know, good question, Josh. It's obviously says a lot. He's a guy that hasn't complained. He hasn't moped. I mean, here's a 4-year guy that, you know, hasn't played a whole lot this year, but he has had some battles. He's had to go through some injuries, different things that he's dealt with throughout his career here. But he's waited his time, and he's gotten an opportunity, and I love it. He's taken full advantage of it, and good for him. I'm happy for him. He works hard. He doesn't ever say anything or complain, and kind of just stays quiet. And he does everything I ask, and I'm with him a lot because I'm, you know, in the outfield with him every day and working with him. And he's our best outfielder. He's our leader in the outfield, and he works as hard as anybody out there. And you know, he does the same with Lopes with the hitting side of it. So I couldn't be more happy. And I'm, you know, again, we've been searching for a leadoff guy, and you know, Tony has the characteristics to be that guy. And so as long as he continues to be productive in that situation, we'll probably go with him. But he's doing a great job for us.